So I have returned from my trip to New York attending the Indie Beauty Expo, and I am thoroughly inspired by everything that I got to partake in while I was in New York. And before I went to New York, I actually was planning to do sort of a what's on my radar video, just because I've been keeping a list, very technical and professional list, of the eco sort of luxury skincare and makeup brands that I've been really interested in. So I've done wish list videos in the past. I'm always like, do I have lipstick on my teeth? I always get like paranoid. And actually, sorry to interject, the lipstick I'm wearing by popular demand is the Elizabeth Street Cosmetics lipstick in Franklin, which I showed in my last video. So this is what it looks like on me. I'm just like Team 0F's gonna start wearing fall makeup. Yeah, I'll report back on how I like how it wears, but it's a very full coverage opaque lipstick and I'm into it. Okay, so I had a list of things on my radar and I made a mental note to myself, or I was going to make it a priority to go visit both Credo Beauty and Cat Beauty, which are two brick and mortar eco beauty boutiques in New York. So I did, and I came away with so much inspiration. So I went to Credo on Tuesday night, before a little Beauty Heroes get together at the Red Flower Spa, which was next door. So I spent like an hour browsing in Credo before, and then Cap Beauty was actually quite close to where the Indie Beauty Expo was. So, and I was staying in the East Village, so I literally just walked across town on 10th Street. I spent about an hour in Cap Beauty before walking over to the expo. So I took pictures of everything on my phone, and I'm going to be inserting them here as I talk about them. My arms were like saturated in products and oils, and it was next level. I will say the expo itself was okay. I didn't buy anything, which is maybe surprising. I'm really not, I really like to marinate on products before I actually purchase them. So that's how you know when I actually do, sorry, this tank top kind of like rides up. That's how you know when you actually do see something that I've purchased in a video. I've thought quite long and hard before actually spending money on it. So I like to go to these things more just sort of for like market research or to see what's out there. There were a lot of brands at the expo I just wasn't interested in at all. But then there were, you know, others that I thought were amazing. Like Max and Me was there, Laurel was there, Ara Linden was there, Briogeo was there. Okay, so let's get into the products that I am swooning over, like beyond. I'm literally so inspired. So let's start with some skincare. One of the brands that's been on my radar for forever is De Mommy Allure, or De Mommy Allure, I think is actually the correct French pronunciation. I've been so curious about their products. They look absolutely stunning. They do have a bit of a higher price point. They're on par with something like May Lindstrom. In particular, I really want their cleansing balm. Actually, I just placed another Beauty Habit order post the one that you guys saw in my last video. I know I have a problem. And I requested a sample of the cleansing balm, but they didn't have it. They just gave me another sample of the summer facial oil, which I've tried and is okay. I'm not really in the market for any face oils right now. So another skincare line that's been on my radar for forever, since I stumbled on a post on Beauty Bar's website who had just started carrying them, is Maya Chia. So Credo had their full range. I can't remember if Cap did too, but I've been so curious about the scent profile of these products. And in particular, I am most interested in the balm, the cleansing oil, and the body oil. Again, I'm just like not really in the market for face oils right now, so those don't hold as much appeal. After smelling them, I'm slightly less interested in the body oil just because it kind of has a bright citrus scent profile, which is just, I don't know, I'm not particularly into citrusy smelling products, which Maya Chia's whole line is sort of permeated by citrus scents. Not that I'm not still interested in them. I think it's also just where I'm at right now. I'm attracted to very deep, earthy, grounding scents. Another brand that was actually on my list, and they had it at Credo, is Lena Hansen. Lena Hansen's line has been on my radar for a long time actually, but I've been feeling more drawn to it lately. In particular, and this, I had only ever known that they do that global face serum. Credo had something called the Global Treasures Eye and Neck Treatment Balm. Like, I'm done. Once I smelled it, I was like, I'm done. I also realized from perusing all of these products at these boutiques, I have a thing for face balms. I am totally obsessed. It is one of my favorite skincare products to test and try and use. So toners, face balms, and masks, I think, are my 3 favorite skincare routine products. The Lena Hansen Global Treasures Balm had the most insane smell. I can't even really remember it enough to describe it, but if you're ever around Lena Hansen products, smell the balm. This is now 100% on my wish list. So this product is actually, they had a booth at the Indie Beauty Expo itself, and it's Bottega Organica. And it's a product I have actually tried before, but I keep thinking about it, and it was just a tiny little face oil sample. And I still think about it, and it's the Bottega Organica Ginger Morning Face Oil. The reason I love it is because it's just so unique. I've never encountered ginger as a scent in skincare, and it's so zingy and refreshing to use in the morning. Yeah, I snapped a photo of it because I think it's a really, really beautiful product. Okay, another skincare product. Now we're getting into the stuff that I saw at Cap Beauty. I was quite intrigued by this Ojai White Sage Hydrosol. It's by the brand Wild Care, which I've never heard of, but I'm very into sage, I'm very into Palo Santo, I'm very into that whole thing. My Palo Santo is right here in this little copper bowl. Just hangs out right there. So I gave myself a spritz with this Ojai White Sage Hydrosol. I thought it was really quite lovely. The thing that bothered me about Cap is they don't put prices on anything, which is annoying because then you have to constantly be asking, you know, how much does this cost? How much does this cost? Anyway. Okay, we're gonna get to Shimmer Rose more in the body care discussion, but they were also on my list because I've been hearing a lot about it's either a body scrub or bath salts. I've been hearing lots about them. So Cap had a full Shimmer Rose display. Their blue crystal eye cream is like May Lindstrom Blue Cocoon iteration for the eyes. So gorgeous. Blue tansy is one of my favorite ingredients. It has a very crack-like effect on my brain. It's very, very addictive. And I personally don't mind pots that you have to dip fingers in, especially for eye products, because it means that you can get every last bit out. And with eye creams that are expensive, that's important to me. I tend to have issues getting every bit of product out of pump eye product dispensers. It's like so specific. But yes, the Shimmer Rose Blue Crystal Eye Cream, stunning. I snapped a photo of May Lindstrom's Blue Cocoon just because it's very high at the top of my wish list. So from May Lindstrom, several of their products really don't work for me. Clean Dirt and Problem Solver are not suited to my skin type at all. But Blue Cocoon, Jasmine Garden, and Honey Mud. I don't know, that might be like my Christmas present to myself or something, that trio. Which is, I mean, it's insane. That trio of products is like over $300, I think, if you tally them all up. And actually, I will say, the reason I love Blue Cocoon is not even really for the performance. I don't find it to be as moisturizing as Mahalo's Indigo Balm or some other balms that I'm testing right now. The scent of Blue Cocoon is just totally unparalleled. Okay, another product, actually this is a body care product. So why don't we just start talking about body care? This video is seeming a bit disorganized. I have discerned that a scent that I love in body care is cardamom. I also love vanilla in body care products, so I'm not surprised that I love cardamom so much, but 2 products, body care products, that I stumbled across at Cap were the Earth to Face Hydrate and Nourish Virgin Coconut and Cardamom. I think it's like a body balm. Earth to Face, I've seen them talked about quite a bit on Into the Gloss routines, top shelves or whatever. A lot of people talk about Earth to Face. Earth to Face. They're a California company created by 2 herbalists. And then I've already Instagrammed about this product because I'm like, I don't even really have words. I'm gonna have to procure it at some point. It's the Shimmer Rose Nectar Body Oil. This was another one I kept going back in Cat Beauty and just smelling it. It was just so beautiful. The Shimmer Rose packaging I think is just really dreamy and gorgeous and luxury stunning. Alongside that Instagram, another product to talk about, which was not previously on my list of on my radar products, but I stumbled across it at Credo, and it's the brand Ellis Brooklyn, and they only do 3 candles and 3 excellent body milks, they call them. Nordstrom also carries them, I have since found out, but the scent Fable, oh my god, no words. I want the excellent body milk a bit more than the candle. The candle's like $60, and I'm just not convinced that the scent throw is going to merit that price tag. Maybe it does. If you've tried them, let me know. But this was on Tuesday night, I slathered my arms in the Ellis Brooklyn Fable body milk, and I kept smelling myself all night. Like I was walking home from the Red Flower event, just like smelling my arms, probably looked like a freak. So gorgeous. Not like super heady or overpowering. It was quite light, but still detectable on the skin, which is sort of my ideal. Just super, super, super unique smelling. Something else that caught my eye at Credo were these bars of soap by the brand Pearl. I thought they looked quite beautifully presented and packaged. They smelled really nice too. In particular, I liked the way the moisturizing bar smelled a little bit better than the detoxing bar. The way I use bar soap is that I just will cut slivers off as I need it, and I just find it's a nice economical option to have in economical, you know, it's like a luxury bar of soap, but I like to have that in addition to like my expensive Elay spa shower gel and just kind of like mix and match. I'm still finishing up my Wild Medicine bar, which I really have enjoyed. I'm sort of curious about this brand. I think it's pronounced Jiva Apoha. I don't really know. I've heard them discussed on Free and Native. They seem a little exorbitantly expensive, but I'm kind of intrigued. If you've tried their stuff and think that it's, you know, merits the price, then I would love to hear from you, because I thought one of the body oils, and I can't remember which one now, did smell really nice. It was whatever that middle one was, which I turned the bottles all that way just for the sake of the photo. So I think for skincare, that's all that caught my eye in person. There are a few others on my list that I'll just mention quickly that have been on my radar. Moss is a skincare line, super, super, super high on my radar. I've only ever tried the Burr Celeste, which is a balm cleanser, can also be a hydrating mask, and I am obsessed with it. I'm planning to purchase a full size at some point. Heard nothing but raves about the rest of their line too, so I'm curious to try more. I mentioned this in last week's video. I'm really interested in Lil Fox. I just think that I've really been enjoying the eye serum, and I like that they do crystal infusions in their products, which is becoming such a trend. And I've just heard great things as well about the rest of her creations. I had a couple others on here. SanSuticals and Tammy Fender were also on my list, but when I was at Credo, who carries both these lines, I didn't feel especially drawn to SanSuticals. I don't know why. I think they might do hair care, and maybe that was why they were initially on my radar. Tammy Fender I've been interested in since I started in my sort of green pursuits, but I feel like it's kind of an OG line, and there's just been such a proliferation of other stuff that, yeah, I wasn't super into at least the products that they were carrying at Credo. I don't know, I've heard that Tammy Fender is very, very good for people with really sort of dry skin. I think it caters to more of a dry / mature skin type, so that's something to consider. And then I'm gonna be doing like a whole video on Max and Me, but they are super, super high on they're not even on my radar. Like I'm trying their products right now, but totally super obsessed with Max and Me at the moment. Okay, oh my god, these videos so long. Okay, let's quickly talk about some makeup. I also snapped photos of some lifestyle stuff at CAP, but let me talk about the makeup really quick. So Credo had a Rituel de Fille display. I've been super curious about their lip products in particular. I swatched several, didn't take a photo, swatched beautifully, super full coverage, opaque, gorgeous. And of course I swatched like all the sort of vampy red burgundy colors. That's just what I gravitate to, berries and magentas and, you know, deep reds. And they looked gorgeous. So. Antonym had a really lovely display at Credo. In particular, I think that Noisette quad is really pretty. It's too warm for me, but I think it'd be very gorgeous for many of you probably. Yeah, that's the one that catches my eye the most. The other two, not as much, but I really do like that middle quad. They had a Kei Azurite display, both places did, and I swatched ones that I had been interested in, and I will say the one that I thought that I was gonna want next, Grace, I ended up not liking. It was too sheeny. So Charmed and Magnetic are actually now the two Kei Azurite shadows at the top of my wish list, just because I really liked the way they swatched. I think they would make really beautiful everyday all over the lid colors, and they just seemed beautiful and versatile. I just snapped a photo of the RMS Contour Bronze because it is on my wish list as a fall winter counterpart to the Bariti bronzer, which is kind of total holy grail blush bronzer highlight in one product for me. The contour shade is sort of deeper and darker and cooler, and I just feel like it would be really pretty in the winter. That's all I saw in person as far as makeup went. Another brand on my radar that I didn't see in New York is, I think it's called Kid or Kide. I think it's Kide. Detox Market carries them, and they do luxury diamond infused face powders, and I really want one. I think it's like $80 or something for a compact, but I think they're beautiful. Really interested in the brand Youngblood. I've heard a lot about them, and I think they do use decent ingredients. I've heard they do a nice eyebrow product, which I am always curious about. Rouge Bunny Rouge is on my radar. Beauty Habit carries them. I don't know what in particular is on my radar from them, just them as a brand I am curious to try. And then I also want to try more Chantecaille. It's just the makeup brand I want to start buying more from. I know that they're not eco at all, but I just feel very drawn to them, and I guess By Terry is perpetually like on my radar. And then makeup brush wise, I still want to try Jenny Patinkin brushes. I've been extremely happy with my Wayne Goss brushes, but Jenny Patinkin is my next makeup brush frontier. And then let me quickly tell you about the several lifestyle products that I think they were all at Cap Beauty, that caught my eye. The first, and probably most prominently, I actually almost bought this, but I didn't. It's this ZenBunni Holy Smoke. It's an incense. It smelled nice. I wanted to think about it. I'm not like I'm saying, I'm not an impulse purchaser, but if any of you have tried this, let me know. ZenBunni also does these little chocolates, and I love boutique chocolate, and I would like to perhaps make a purchase that would include some of the ZenBunni incense and chocolate. I think this was just like an aromatherapy roller ball by the brand EIR. This one smelled really nice. It was sort of woodsy, but not overly woodsy, smoky. I think it had a prominent fir undertone, if I'm remembering correctly, but I liked it enough to take a photo of it. Oh, and then I guess this is sort of makeup skincare, but I had never smelled the Henne Organics lip balm, and it's super nice. I've heard a lot of raves of it, and the luxury lip balm is the one that's on my radar wish list. They also do I think it's called Rose Diamonds lip scrub, and it was okay, but I'm much more interested in the lip balm itself. And then this might be the last lifestyle thing. Cap carries the Wild Unknown tarot decks, which I need to get. I actually have the guidebook here. Oh, I think it's out of frame, but I have the guidebook. It was a Secret Santa gift at a Christmas party I went to last year, but I don't actually have the deck, so I need that in my life. And I think that's it. I have gassed on excessively. I thought I'll just make a note of this here. I was considering vlogging my trip to New York, and I get a fair amount of requests to do kind of maybe get into vlogging. It's not something I'm totally opposed to, but the thing is that I just have such a strong impulse to, I hope this doesn't sound annoying, to really just kind of be present, I guess, when I'm going to a special event like that or traveling. And the stress of having to vlog it is too like overwhelming for me. Maybe that will change eventually, but I just wanted to be present and like enjoy my time there. But to tackle the vlogging thing, I've been toying around with the idea of doing kind of day in the life videos, which I think would satisfy people's desire to see kind of more like what my lifestyle in general looks like, things I eat. I get so many requests to do what I eat in a day videos, and I don't want to do just what I eat in a day videos, but I would like to incorporate that more into just a general like day in the life sort of video. So if you would be interested in something like that, leave me a comment so I know, because there are a lot of work to do. Even just conceptualizing how to put that sort of video together seems a little overwhelming, but if you guys would really be interested in seeing that, please let me know. And let me know what in this video also strikes your fancy, or given that you know my taste pretty well by now, let me know what else I should add to my list, and I am going to shut up because I've been recording for over half an hour, and I will see you guys on Wednesday with August favorites. Bye.